Think of that. Crushed by a crate. The most hated man in London.
Can you imagine achieving such a title? One day my brilliance will bring me similar recognition.
Mr. Raymond, what are you talking about?
It's of no consequence. What's important is that this man was hated by many. But who delivered the fatal blow?
I know the man. He's hated by everyone. Surprisingly, it's not clear what killed him. I find multiple rules. No need to send many people to jail for killing such a terrible man. What say you only arrest the single person who actually caused his death? He appears to have been stabbed with a perforating weapon, perhaps a spike of some kind. There would be bleeding and it would affect motor control right away, but death wouldn't come for another 6 minutes.
I suspect that there is at least one deadly toxin in his system.
I believe I should re-interrogate a suspect.
He owned this site and paid us. We all hated him because he looked for any excuse to cheat us out of our wages. I didn't hate him any more or less than my mates. That's around the time I'm given a few minutes to eat something. About then I would have been buying myself an apple at the stand down the street. It's difficult to work properly. You'd have to know what you're doing to drop it at just the right moment.
No one's got any manners. Uncouth salty.
The man's a right bastard. I hope he's smouldering in hell. I'm not a crane operator. I wouldn't know how to work that.
I should go back and ask about this.
My best chum is maimed for life, and Ashton didn't care a fig. He deserved what happened. Beyond that, I'm mum.
Eddie? Yeah, I taught him how to work the crane a few days ago.
Never in my...
He's my husband. Each day I bring him the household expenses just after he eats his apple. I also brought him his invitation to the knighthood ceremony, the one with the special scepter. Of course, he wasn't going to take me along. I often tie up my hair around a knitting needle. What business is it of yours?
He stopped by here every day at the exact same time. He'd buy an apple and tried to cheat me out of tuppence. But then most folks do that. Yeah, that sounds right. Came by for an apple. He was here when we heard the crate hit the ground.
I believe I should re-interrogate a suspect.
Enough to drink.
Ashton stops in front of this pub every afternoon to check on business rumours. Something of a bastard, Ashton. Told me he had a bit of jam on the side, if you know what I mean. Wife didn't know about it. Well, the bit of jam wants out, but he won't let her. That's the sort of fellow we're speaking of. That was Ashton's doing. The man had it in for me. He paid workers to wreck my machines. Cost me a fortune. As long as he was around, I'd never prosper. As a matter of fact, I do carry a revolver at all times. It can be a dangerous neighborhood for a wealthy fella such as myself. This proves nothing.
That's it.
I should return and find out about this.
He's been coming to me for years. He arrives precisely at 1 o'clock and leaves 2 minutes later. He takes a bluish medication every day and prefers that I administer it. Mary is a trusted assistant. As far as I know, she's completely above board. Today, she swept the shop and prepared some medications. She also fetched herself an apple from the apple stand. This really is none of your business. He came to me for his blue medication. I gave him blue medication.
I see him here every day. He can be unpleasant, but I don't really know him. Girl who works at the pharmacy? Yeah, she slipped me an extra threepence. She had a special apple just for Mr. Ashton. I gave him that one when he come by. Mr. Ashton did look strange-like. Eyes all yellowish. And
I'll be the toast of the town.
A very unpleasant fellow. But what was that business about a knighthood ceremony?
Up to the click with you.
In any case, Mr. Raymond will have a story for Purlock Publishing.
He was going to reveal my plot. He paid the price for betraying a fellow crook.
This Thaddeus fellow was rather too clever by half. But you pieced it all together very cleverly.
Up to the click with you.
Mr. Raymond was particularly interested in this one. He admired the duplicity of Thaddeus.
Hey! Someone help! Some trap found something down there. Looks like foul play. Get on.
I wonder if someone could tell me more about this. Now that I've seen this, I should ask more questions.
I heard a splash, and right quick pulled this bloke out of the shallows, dead as a mackerel. The midnight train, that must be the 616, stops in the station down the road. If you hurry, it might still be there.
I live there now, if you can call it living. I lost my job, didn't I? No need for the likes of me when a machine can do the work. A nice warm coat like that on a dead man? What do you expect? I snatched it before somebody else came along to nick it. Like you.
You better hurry. It's leaving right now.
I wonder if someone could tell me more about this. I should go back and ask about this. I should return and find out about this.
Nothing unusual at all. I had a drink with some gents and then retired to my sleeper. The rich fella, I did talk with him. Very charming. But a single woman has to be careful, you know. Did something happen to him? Someone slipped a note under my sleeper door a few minutes before midnight. It said I should come to the dining car. I went, but only Ryan and Wolf's man were there, and they were both drunk. Oh, all right. I flirt with rich blokes, and the barman slips them a mickey. I take them back to my sleeper, and they nod off before I have to do anything shameful. They wake up thinking they had a night of fun and hand me a few quid. That's what happened with Mr. Killian, but he was gone when I come back from looking for the man who left the note.
Mr. Wolf had a few with Mr. Killian. Then the young lady invited herself over to have a glass with him. Mr. Wolf bought him drink after drink. Then they got angry. But the young lady come over, and it's obvious that Mr. Killian was interested in a rendezvous, like. Around about 11:30, Killian and her left together. Mr. Wolf became terribly tired, even though he'd only had one drink. He toddled off to bed well before midnight. I stayed in the dining car for a few drinks with the barman.
I had drinks in the dining car with Killian. We had business dealings in the past. It was a pleasant surprise to discover him on this train. I felt unusually tired and came back here to get some sleep. Sam, he's a trusted valet. He's terrifically strong, which makes him useful in many situations. I suppose there were some disagreements, but there always are when a great deal of money is involved. You mean the young lady? She and Killian hit it off famously. Embarrassing, really.
Good thing was, some noises on the roof woke me up briefly. You say someone was front... Killian was... Vivian... That...
I wonder if someone could tell me more about this.
It was a typical evening. As far as I knew, nothing unusual happened until you came aboard with this story of a murder. I was tidying up in the passenger car. Around midnight, Vivian ran through. She thought someone was looking for her. She rides the train often. She's very friendly with the other passengers. Just another wealthy passenger. They're all pretty much the same.
Nothing unusual. A couple of passengers came. Peter. She's a... Yeah, I am.
I gave him what he deserved. The man was heartless.
I believe something larger is afoot. A lot of murderous anger concerning industrialists. Might be something to look into.
Up to the clink with you!
There has been a murder at the palace. I need you to be careful with this one. Anti-royalist pamphlets have been cropping up and tensions are high. The Queen is very nervous about security. This way. This way. Here we are. Good luck.
I should go back and ask about this. I wonder if someone could tell me more about this.
Please, leave the room for a moment. No one is permitted to see me open the safe.
You cannot imagine that someone was after the scepter. I must see it. I ordered the scepter with the dove to be brought from the tower for tonight's event. Thank heavens! It is untouched. Poor man. I arrived to find him here, dead as you see him. He gave his life to defend my person. Only I know the combination. The vault contains the very precious scepter with the dove, which I've chosen to be used in tonight's knighthood ceremony. This evening, I will knight several industrialists that have worked to end the practice of child labor. All of London's luminaries are invited.
Sorry. Gavin, you're me.
Father, look like a duck to water. As I was saying.
I should return and find out about this.
He's been all in a state. Think there's some sort of master criminal on the loose. Then this morning, he's gone. Come to think of it, he had been going on about the Queen and all for the last day or two. Seemed to think she was in some sort of trouble.
He said he was onto something. Said everything added in clues. You know, when he thought something was important, he'd write it up in invisible ink. Lemon juice like. He'd use smoke to read it. If you have a way to make smoke, you can see what it says. I did see Artie's friend, Mr. Raymond. He'd just come from Purlock Publishing with his new Penny Dreadful. Seemed very excited about it. I never liked him much.
An explosion at Buckingham Palace. I must warn them.
Come on!
shall we?
Why not? There's at least 100 people here for the knighthood ceremony. The Queen will use the scepter with them.
There may be an explosion!
Most extraordinary.
I haven't had a chance to chat with the Queen in weeks.
Everyone must leave!
Whatever is happening?
Everyone must leave!
I demand to know what's going on.
Everyone leave, please! I've saved them. Nothing is happening. No explosion. What is this? I've been tricked. Raymond. Why has he done this?
You are more naive than you appear.
Look beyond the obvious, beyond surface appearances.
Nothing but a showman. So many people makes everything more dramatic.
I found the same clues you found. I knew there was to be an explosion, and I led you here to save everyone. You've helped me herd all those dreary people to certain death. We shall hear the explosion presently. Seems to me you've created the perfect diversion, haven't you? Quite right.
I brought him his invitation to the knighthood ceremony, the one with the special scepter.
Never trust a man who tells you what you want to hear. He is after something.
A man like me can take anything he wants. Even the Queen's most beloved item of all her crown jewels. The priceless and symbolic scepter with the dove. While you were chasing all those people around, I absconded with the Queen. A hefty ransom is now due. I needed you to distract everyone so that I could quietly assassinate Her Majesty the Queen. The scepter with the dove taken with your help. What could better display my genius?
No one questions you when you wear a uniform.
I suspect the solution will turn on geometry.
Quite right. The dead guard was I. The spider venom allowed me to fake my death. I had a perfect view from where I lay. I have stolen the Queen's most prized possession, the scepter with the dove. Think of it. I have outfoxed you, the most cunning detective in Britain. I mocked you by leaving clues for you at every turning point. Now I have the scepter, proof positive of my superiority.
Evie, wake up! It's Raymond. He's taken Artie hostage. They're on the roof. Jacob's here to help you, Evie.
I wonder what that's all about.
But you've come up short, Miss Fry. Do not threaten me, or come any nearer. This lad's very life depends...
Keep him busy, Evie. It won't be long now.
Young Artie's murder will feature in my next story.
I suppose this means our detective days are over. But what about you, Artie?
I'm glad I survived Mr. Raymond's insanity, but sadly he won't be here anymore to write more books.
A great loss, I'm sure.
I'm quite serious, Miss Evie. Me and my friends waited every week to read the next number and find out what happened next.
Why don't you write some yourself?
A fellow would have to be very clever indeed.
Sounds like you'd be in your element, my dear.
The gruesome Whitechapel murders by Artie.
I should think I would use my full name. By Artie Conan Doyle.
I'd use Arthur. Sounds more of a serious fella.
Look no further. My best customer you are.